when you have a federal government that sends a love letter to Hamas, this is what you get. You get people who feel that they have a right and are entitled to do this kind of thing because the leadership in our country promotes this kind of thing.
And you have no issue with the single biggest massacre in one day of Jews since the Holocaust. Innocent people.
When?
Sir, is that a real grenade or a toy grenade? Do you understand English?
The TPS are secretly Hamas agents. So is it any surprise that they would give the Hamas representatives more space? Yeah, I mean, that's not a big secret. You and your people like Ezra Levant know that very well.
It's Canada! Oh, Canada!
All the Zionists are
Disgusting. What does this mean, Israel's expiry date 2027?
The occupation's going to end.
That's when Israel's going to end?
The occupation will end.
David Menzies for Rebel News here at the corner of Bathurst and Sheppard in North Toronto. And folks, we're just mere minutes away from the Walk with Israel starting. This is for tens of thousands of people to show their solidarity with the Jewish state. But like you can see to the right and the left of me, the Marxists and the Islamists have shown up to crash the event. No surprise there, really. They've been coming here to this intersection for months now, and they've been chanting genocide, and they've been displaying swastikas, and some of them dress up as Sinwar. Can you imagine that? Cosplaying as the terrorist mastermind of the greatest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. And already, that's the first rule that's been broken. These people were relegated to an area away from this intersection. And, well, guess what? They broke the rules, and the cops, this dog don't hunt, as the saying goes. And, you know, you gotta wonder, this 19-month-long hate fest, would it ever be tolerated if we switched the identity groups around, if the chance for genocide was against, say, black people, gay people? No, I think it would be shut down immediately. I think the cops in 1 nanosecond would go into whack 'em and stack 'em mode. But as you can see, the pro-Hamas types, they're basically immune from the law of the land. Why the double standard? Why the two-tier policing? And the mob gets further emboldened. They block streets to pray, saying that is their constitutional right. Yes, it is a constitutional right in Canada to pray. No, you do not have the constitutional right to block a street. Now, ambulances are being blocked. Last week, an 8-year-old was in an ambulance, couldn't get through the pro-Hamas mob. Not only did the police turn a blind eye to that, but later on, they lied about the incident. They lied about the timeline. They lied that the ambulance did not have its light bar on. Again, it brings to mind the old saying, what's worse, is it the crime or the cover-up? I would argue, in this regard, it's both. Now, we know who is showing up here. It'll be interesting to see who is not showing up here. Will Mayor Olivia Chow be marching in solidarity? I doubt it. What about Premier Doug Ford? I don't think so. Certainly not Prime Minister Mark Carney. So I think that speaks volumes by those in charge who do not march with the people in Walk with Israel. And of course, if anything goes sideways today, if there's any violence or vandalism or firebombing, you name it, there'll be the de rigueur. Hatred has no place in Canada, and nothing will be done except those hollow, empty statements. I can tell you that, much to my surprise, Chief Myron Demkew, who I believe to be the worst chief in the history of Toronto, and given that Bill Blair was a police chief one day, that's saying something. We caught him at the plaza, didn't have much to say. Check it out. Hey, good morning, Chief Demkew. Chief, can you tell me why peaceful counter-demonstrators and independent media have been arrested by your members these last 19 months? Excuse me, Chief Demkew, why are you tolerating anti-Semitism in our streets? Chief Demkew, why are you a coward? Why do you prevent us from going to press conferences that you put on? You are a coward. What a coward. And incidentally, we've got our radar tuned to find out if members of Amsterdam Antifa are here. There was a social media posting noting a flight from Amsterdam that touched down in Toronto on Friday. We know that much is true. Were there really members of Antifa on that plane coming over to Canada wearing trouble on their shirt to do some damage, to assault Jewish people? Well, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that one. In the meantime, the walk will be starting. It'll probably take about an hour before it gets to this intersection. Stay tuned.
I said, let me handle this, sir.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's start with that. Yeah, we're all here.
David Menzies is here to keep the peace.
From the minute we got here.
Along with the pro-Hamas gang that's here to terrorize the Jewish neighborhood once again. And the cops are standing by and letting them do it. Did I get the soundbite right? I can take this guy's job line by line. I can get all by myself.
I'm just curious. According to the police on Friday, officer, these people are supposed to be in a designated area between Ellerslie Avenue and Horsham Avenue.
Mr. Menzies, I wasn't here on Friday.
No, this was from Stephanie Sayer of Media Relations.
Then you have to ask Stephanie Sayer.
Okay, then they're supposed to be between Ellerslie Avenue and Horsham Avenue, or they may gather at Ellerslie Park. These are his words. Why are they here?
You said Stephanie Sayer, right?
Yes.
Ask Stephanie Sayer.
Well, she doesn't return our calls. We can't even get into press conferences.
Okay. Do you expect them to speak on your behalf? If someone asks him a question, do you expect them to speak on your behalf? Right? I can't speak on somebody else's
This is a public statement, officer, by the Toronto Police Service that these people are designated in specific areas. They've already violated it. And I'm wondering why that's being tolerated.
You have to reach out to the person that gave you that. I wasn't there for that statement.
Do you condemn Hamas?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't condemn Hamas.
Okay, well, that says everything.
They're fighting for their land.
They are. Okay, they're a recognized terrorist group.
Well, Israel is number one now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, number one. The whole world know that now.
The whole world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Israel is the number one terrorist.
Sir, why are you living in Canada if you support an overseas terrorist
I'm
organization?
not supporting terrorists. I'm supporting people that they fight for their right, their land. I don't support terrorists. I'm against terrorists.
Okay.
But I support people that their land been taken by someone else and they're fighting for their life, their freedom. That's what I support.
So was October 7th justified?
Well, you know what? When you go before that, 1948.
No, let's talk about current events instead of history.
No, you guys talking about October 7, what happened, whatever.
Okay.
Why can't you guys talk beyond that? Okay, when they start.
Okay, you mean the Jews reclaiming their homeland? Okay.
How many children, how many people did die since 1967 or 1948?
All right.
Okay, you guys don't talk about that, but you're talking about October 7.
And you have no issue with the single biggest massacre in one day of Jews since the Holocaust. Innocent people.
When?
October 7th, 2023.
That's not a Holocaust. That's your own people bombing.
I didn't say it's a Holocaust, sir. Listen very carefully.
They showed the video. That's your own people.
I'm trying to educate you. It's the single biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. That's what I said.
Who did that?
Hamas did it,
Your
sir.
people. They showed the video.
Who's my people?
Yeah, the Israeli army or the Israeli government. They showed the video. Which I saw the video.
Oh, okay.
Your own people bombed them, killed them, and then you blame the Palestinian for that.
I see. So Hamas is just like a humanitarian organization.
I'm not talking about Hamas or whatever.
But you won't condemn them.
About the right of the people.
Okay.
I'm talking about right of people.
Okay.
Like I have a right, you have a right. Everybody has a right.
They have a right to murder, torture, kill, kidnap.
Yeah. Well, how about Israel? What did they want to the people? Since I just told you, since 1967, they've been killing people, kicking people from their land. Okay.
Do you think there's a difference between a premeditated terrorist attack and collateral damage in a military operation?
It's all about the same shit.
It is. Okay, well, all right. By the way, to my question that I tried to get an answer to from the officer, why are you here? You're supposed to be between Ellerslie Avenue and Horsham Avenue or at Ellerslie Park.
We don't get that memo like you get. We don't get that, but they told us to stay here. The police,
Well, it was publicly announced in a press.
The police, they want us to sit here. If you have a problem, talk to them.
Okay. Do you think the police are taking their orders from Hamas here, sir?
We're in Canada, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes
We're not Hamas, okay?
if we're in Canada, why aren't you displaying a Canadian flag?
Say, I'm not Hamas, okay? Okay, I'm not Hamas. When you say, oh,
Are you a proud Canadian?
you know what? I'm not talking to you no more.
Oh, that's too sensitive. I think the answer is evident. I don't see one Canadian flag being displayed by your group.
That's up to us.
It is. You have the freedom to do that. Absolutely.
Like everybody else, they have the freedom to do whatever they want. They could, do whatever they want.
Yes, you're right. Gaza is a bastion of freedom.
I'm not answering you no more.
Okay.
Because you know what? You guys ignorant. People are ignorant.
Well, folks, the participants in Walk with Israel, they have made their way to Bathurst and Sheppard, and wow, what a number, eh? I mean, there must be tens of thousands of marchers. This is just the very beginning of it, and in a way, there is a silver lining to this nonsense we're listening to, these chants for genocide, which is to say, it is a very small turnout. I mean, maybe they're suffering from terrorist fatigue. Maybe after 19 months, they're getting bored of this nonsense. But the fact is, there are more police here than there are pro-Hamas demonstrators. So maybe that's the ultimate way this story plays out. Folks, I might have spoken too soon. Along with the marchers, guess what? There are the pro-Hamas supporters. And remember, they're supposed to be segregated to Ellerslie Park, but they're actually being allowed to march with the Walk with Israel. Why? Sir, why would you march with people that want to kill you? Why do you march with people that want to kill you, sir? Sir, why do you? Sir, is that a real grenade or a toy grenade? Do you understand English? Officer, do we know if that's a real grenade or a toy grenade? You're not concerned about that? Well, this is amazing, folks. This man is holding what appears to be a grenade. I don't know if it's real or fake. And the police aren't interested. And it's funny, just 8 days ago, Avery Armstrong and I, my camera woman, we were at the corner of Lawrence and Midland, and we saw somebody with a handgun in his waistband. Well, what did we do? We called 911, and the police responded. They got on it right away, as well they should. Now, if a handgun or a replica handgun, whatever it was, I don't think they caught the guy yet. If that's unacceptable, why is there a grenade in full view of these officers? Like, this is shocking.
It's Canada! Oh, Canada! All the Zionists are disgusting!
Well, you're asking the big question. You're asking why the double standard, why Jews are targeted forever almost in history. Everyone who basically can open a book and read some history can understand that Jews have been targeted for years upon years upon years. There's nothing new under the sun here, and we just have to deal with it. To be honest, us Jews, we just have to, I don't know, get our hands together, be united, because this is the only thing we can do right now. It's a sad reality we're living in sometimes, and we just have to stick together. That's the only thing, yeah.
When you have a federal government that sends a love letter to Hamas, this is what you get. You get people who feel that they have a right and are entitled to do this kind of thing because the leadership in our country promotes this kind of thing.
I think basically at these protests, they want to facilitate the pro-Hamas group because they're the largest number. So they wish to remove anybody who keeps the pro-Hamas. Sorry, I'm like, I can hardly even.
welcome to our reality. This is just another Sunday in Toronto, sad to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a walk with Israel, right? And this is the point. But there are many of them here.
Sue-Ann, can you explain what the hell is going on?
Well, we call it arrested for being Jewish as well. I think that it's the keeping the peace narrative or mantra has gone really far too far off the spectrum. And I blame our mayor, Olivia Chow. Do you see her today? I blame our premier.
She is here today?
No. Do you see her? No, she's not.
I
here.
sure don't.
I blame Doug Ford, our premier, for allowing this to happen and enabling it. And I blame the cops have done a great job today, but I blame them for, they go after the low-hanging fruit and forget about the people who are causing all the violence and the trouble.
Now, Lawrence just told me off camera that on several occasions he has been threatened with arrest by the Toronto Police Service. What's the deal?
You just walk by, they're allowed to call us baby killers. They're allowed to threaten us with death. If we say to them, you are a baby killer, they threaten to arrest us. All right, that's one of their biases. The second thing is, just now, I was threatened to have my throat cut and be killed for giving a peace sign to them right in front of an officer. I said, officer, he just threatened to cut my throat. What are you going to do? And he looked at me like this.
Are these the right kind of people we want to bring into Canada?
No, absolutely not. But of course, they're Liberal voters, right? So you're stacking the vote, and that's what they're doing. But of course not. But we have the governments are all on board with this stuff, and they're all bringing it in. So we need to make changes.
Sue-Ann, you're openly lesbian. We know what happens to people in the LGBT plus community if they are in Gaza, namely you're brought up to a rooftop and tossed to your death. How is it possible someone is waving that flag amongst people that would like to see them dead?
Dave, this is the great disconnect of this whole campaign since October 7th, that the radical lesbians, mostly radical lesbians, identify with the people who would kill them, the Hamasniks. It's cognitive dissonance at its worst.
So is it indoctrination, Sue-Ann?
It's part indoctrination, but I think, yes, it is indoctrination, and I think they identify with the oppressors mantra, where we are the oppressors as Jews, and they are the oppressed.
Folks, I'm here at the Walk with Israel, and I met Basima. She was, if you can imagine, a hostage for 2.5 years. ISIS held her hostage. What was that like?
It's 2 years and a half I'm with ISIS, and ISIS killed my family and killed every my village 1,000 and 1,700, and it's killed every village in the Yazidi community killed. Why no kill every another that Muslim everywhere only kill that Yazidi? Why? I am come to Canada 2017, told me I bring you family there, but never bring my family there. Why? Because my mom, my dad only this finished it is in Iraq. I scared that kill this one guys too. Why no bring here? Bring the family 1% for family, another family no bring 1%. Why? It's not nice.
Hi, ma'am. Excuse me. What does this mean, Israel's expiry date 2027?
The occupation's going to end.
That's when Israel's going to end?
The occupation will end.
Oh, the occupation. How will it end exactly?
Occupations ends eventually.
Okay, then. What makes 2027 so significant? Like, is that just a random date? Is that the date you're hoping?
A random date. Every 40 years, things change. Everyone knows that.
Okay, then, and how do...
Israel's 80th birthday is considered the 8-decade curse. So it's eventually, the occupation will collapse.
Oh, so it's overdue to end, I guess.
You're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
Well, I'm just wondering where this figure comes from. What did that man tell you to say, ma'am?
He didn't say anything.
thought I heard him.
Imagination.
Oh, I see. I saw his lips moving. So, but again, is this by an intifada, ends the occupation, as you would call it?
That's for you to find out.
Oh, okay then. Would you like to see that happen?
I would like to see the occupation end. Yeah.
Who's committing treason, sir?
Israel and people supporting Israel. Because so if you're not aware, if you just to give you a background, Canada already threatened or issued arrest warrants for Bibi and other leaders. So Canada's
shameful, isn't it?
What it was too late. They took too long to do it.
Okay then.
And then now recently, Canada said they threaten action, quote for quote, cease the assault on Gaza or
face concrete consequences. But sir, doesn't this conflict end with the release of all hostages?
It ends with the end of the occupation. You know what you're doing? You know what you guys do when you complain about Hamas?
When you say that you guys, what do you mean by that?
Like people that support genocide, justify killing babies.
Oh, I'm not a member of Hamas, sir. Sorry.
I know. You're supporting Israel, right?
Yeah, but when you say supporting genocide, that would mean I would throw my support with Hamas. Assuming it was Hamas, do you condemn them for October 7, 2023?
Do you condemn Israel for 1948 and onwards?
No. So do you condemn Hamas for October 7, 2023?
I will say that whatever happens, it's a reaction to illegal occupation. You want me to condemn the paint on the wall that's rotten, but you're not even addressing the water leak that's coming in the basement to make it rotten.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The water leak is the occupation, and the paint that keeps going bad is Hamas.
Folks, have you had it up to here with people in the streets of our great dominion chanting genocide on a weekly basis? We sure have. And the fact is, some of these people, they're not even Canadian citizens. They're international students. They're folks over here on a work visa. Instead of showing gratitude, they break the law. Please go to our petition, will you? DeportHamas.com. That's DeportHamas.com. Put your signature on that petition. Let's tell the people in charge we have had enough. If you are here as a visitor and chanting genocide, time to pack your bags and leave.